what I will talk about today are tools, and you have heard a little bit already mentioning this set of tools that we have and we produce partially within the Crowd4SDG European projects. And these are all there for you to use for free and available and with support to build up, as Francois was mentioning, your mock-up and later on to build up your projects. So I will talk about two of them, the Citizen Science Project Builder and the Citizen Science Logger. So let's start with a quick, so Citizen Science Project comes in a very different range of like flavors and things that you are asking citizens to do and things that you are crowdsourcing. So in the specifics for the two tools that I'm talking about, I am talking about two kinds of citizen science projects. The one where you ask people to collect data. And this can be usually is with a smartphone app, but can actually be with very different tools. And of course, we are talking about digital data. So we're talking about maybe images or photos or answering to surveys or personal data via, for instance, a Fitbit. And then the other kind of projects are projects where the data exists already, you have your data, so you don't need the citizens to collect them for you, but you need to analyze the data. And usually these kind of projects happen via a web interface where you show your data, whatever that is, and the citizens do some kind of operation, some tagging or analysis or pattern recognition. So I will start talking about this second kind of projects, so data analysis. And again, just to make it clear, I will give you a couple of examples of such projects. One is this one, Snapshot Safari, that comes from a lot of parks in Africa where scientists collect images from camera traps. So basically, every time something moves, the camera takes a picture, and then you end up with millions of pictures where AI, yes, can help somehow to recognize the image and the animal that is there, but humans are much better and can actually help AI getting better at that as well. So your data are images of wildlife, and the task of the citizens is to identify them. Galaxy Zoo is another project, is a very famous project, by the way, in citizen science. And here data were images from telescopes, images of galaxies. And the task for citizens was given by astronomer who asked, please help us identify the shape of the galaxies. So you would see images and you would just try to basically help astronomer categorize the galaxy according to the shape. This is another project that we run in Zurich. Here your digital data are documents of handwritten German dialect. And what the linguistic scientists behind this wanted to do, they wanted to ask for the help either to transcribe or translate the documents. Last example, this is actually in the project builder, the platform I'm talking about, where you have images coming from social media, from Twitter in the specific. So you have images associated to a tweet. On the right side of the screen and on the left side, you actually have a series of questions that citizens are supposed to ask about that image. So we are talking about these specific kind of projects, and the Citizen Science Project Builder is a tool that allows you to set up such kind of projects. So data analysis. So it's an easy step-by-step process. You don't need any coding skill to actually do that. All you need to do is to have your data and to have clear what you want to ask your citizens. And what you can ask is help, again, to classify or to describe large set of images or text or documents. Can be video clips, can be audio clips, can be PDF documents. And another thing that you can do through the platform is to actually ask people to help you geolocate the content of the image. Like you show an image of something, of a fountain, and you ask people, please, if you know where this fountain is, put a dot in a map. So again, we're talking about, this is how it works. On the left side of the screen is where you come in, and actually one key requirement is that you have your data. You have your data, you log in into a web platform, and with a very easy step-by-step project, you create your project. You put it public, and then citizens can come to the platform, they see your project, they decide to contribute, and they produce data. So for a moment, I will stop doing the presentation and show you very quickly. This is the entry page of the project builder. And as you see, you come to this platform and you can either contribute to an existing project. So you have 3 features here, you have much more inside. But again, one of these projects could be your project. Or you can choose to create a project. And here you start a very simple step-by-step interface. I will not go to it, but you enter the title and then you enter other things. So a web interface to create this kind of projects. Now, what if you don't have your data? We assumed that you have your digital data with you and you just need to analyze them. But what about if you don't have those data? Then most of the time, what you need, so what you're trying to create basically is this second kind of citizen science project, where you are crowdsourcing the collection of digital data. And most of the time, even though it's not always the case, this happens with a smartphone interface. And I give you here a few examples. Again, I am really limiting my explanation and examples that I'm giving you to digital data, because this is what you can handle with the tools that I am presenting today. But with citizen science, you can actually do way more. So just to clarify that is not only this kind of project that exists. Anyway, most of the time you would need an app. So in this case, for instance, this is the Global Mosquito Alert project, and they have an app. And with this app, you can contribute data, images of mosquitoes, if you have mosquitoes around you, but you can also provide images of breeding site of mosquitoes, or like points of water where the mosquito are actually more likely to reproduce. Or you have this other project, the Globe Observer. This is a project from NASA. And basically there is one app that provides many different kinds of projects. So you can, provide images of clouds, land cover, trees, and many other ones. So the citizens basically going out for you and collecting your data. The Citizen Science Logger allows you to produce exactly this kind of apps. So again, with the app, you can ask citizens to provide the data for you in the form of text, survey answers, can be images, can be video clip, can be audio clip, actually many more. And then once through the web interface, you are creating your app, you just need a click, and automatically your app will be available both for iPhone and for Android. So very simple. Again, through a web interface, you build whatever you need. This is, so one thing that I didn't say, and I'm adding here, is all of these developments are open. They are based on open software. And they really try to take advantage of each other, and especially to take advantage of whatever open is out there. And in this particular case, there are several platforms, open platforms that allow you to create this kind of crowdsourcing app. We use the Mind Logger, which is an application that is built by the Child Mind Institute in New York. So we based our application on their open software. So again, the process is exactly the same. You go on a web interface, you create your app with an app builder, which means you create, okay, I want people to collect, this kind of data and answer to this kind of questions. And all of the details, you click, you have it available on the web, and you start your data collection. Again, of course, one of the most powerful aspects, if you want, of these two systems is that they are related. So you can create an app, you can ask your crowd to collect images for you. Let's use a very concrete example, the one of the project for the snakes. So you would like to have images of snakes, and then you would like to analyze those snakes for any reason, maybe because knowing which snake is in the picture will help you give the person that has been bitten by the snake the right antivenom. So you would start by building an app to ask people to collect images for you. And these images would go into a database. And then through the project builder, you will be able to access that database and create another project where you ask on the web to people to look at the images that have been collected on the field and to identify those images. So I think I will stop here. Thank you very much for your attention. I think it was a lot of information. We will come back to these tools, especially in the second phase after the Open 17. But even now, if you want to use them, well, feel free to ask any question now, but also to reach out for support that we are obviously happy to give you about using these tools.